Today, we are going to talk about past perfect continuous versus past perfect simple. In this lesson, you will look at the uses of the past perfect continuous and how it compares to the past perfect simple tense, and why it is important to know how to use these tenses in order to ace the B2 certification test. So last class, we talked and we introduced the past perfect simple. For this one lesson, you're going to watch this video that I'm recording right now by clicking on this icon. You then are going to have to take this quiz by clicking here. And this is going to show up, this quiz. After you complete it, you're going to take a screenshot and paste it into this document. This is the space where I want you to paste the screenshots or the screenshot of your results. If you can't edit the embedded document, you can access it by clicking here. After that, I would also like you to complete exercises 4, 5, and 6 on page 36 of the PDF on Kami. You can click here to edit the PDF. So exercises 4, 5, and 6. These two exercises. Now, past perfect continuous forms. So last class, we were reviewing narrative tenses when I explained to you that the past perfect tense, past perfect, is used to talk about something that happened before the main event. So the main event would be okay, here it is. So the main event, oh, it's not letting me write on top of the presentation. Anyways, so the main event would be, I had blah, blah, blah. I had been walking for a few minutes. No, I mean, that's not the main event. The main event would be when I suddenly heard a strange noise, I started working faster. The main events of a story are always in the simple past tense. Now, if you want to tell me, or if you want to say what happened before that main event or the main events in a story, you use the past perfect tense or the past perfect continuous. So the past perfect tense is used to talk about an event that happened before another event. So I had had a long day. I had had a long and fun day. I had been walking for a few minutes. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? So those are the tenses that we are going to be looking at today, but more specifically at the past perfect continuous. Let's take a look at the statement form. You had been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. Had you been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived? You had not been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. The past perfect continuous, also called the past perfect progressive, is a verb tense which is used to show that an action started in the past and continued up to another point in the past, or up to another action in the past. So, this is an action in the past when she finally arrived. But then you have another action in the past. You had been waiting there for more than 2 hours. So this action happened up to, so it started here and it lasted until this point when she finally arrived. So during this period, you had been waiting. You were waiting. Okay? So both actions are in the past, but this one happened first. Just like when we talked about the past perfect tense, this action happens first, and then this happens after that. This would be the main event. And it's in the simple past tense, when she finally arrived. Okay? We use the past perfect continuous to show that something started in the past and continued up until another time in the past. They had been talking for over an hour before Tony arrived. She had been working at that company for 3 years when it went out of business. How long had you been waiting to get on the bus? Mike wanted to sit down because she had been standing all day at work. James had been teaching at the university for more than a year before he left for Asia. How long had you been studying Turkish before you moved to Ankara? I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I'm not sure if it's Ankara or Ankara. I had not been studying Turkish very long. Ok, te das cuenta que este tiempo verbal enfatiza la duración. For over an hour. For 3 years. How long had you been waiting to get on the bus? All day. Entonces, hablamos de una acción que pasó antes que otra acción o que duró de un punto hasta otro punto en el pasado. Ya sea que lo combinemos con el pasado simple o que le pongamos una expresión de tiempo nada más. Dice, I had not been studying Turkish very long. Como aquí. Okay. Entonces, using the past perfect continuous before another action in the past is a good way to show cause and effect. Para mostrar causa y efecto, así como con el past perfect tense. Uno de los usos era explain the reason or cause of a past event. Exactamente lo mismo, ¿no? I had to cancel the airline. I had to call the airline helpline to cancel my flight because my boss had canceled my trip. Entonces aquí también. Cause and effect. Jason was tired because he had been jogging. Okay, entonces esto lo había estado haciendo antes y por eso es que estaba cansado. Sam gained weight because he had been overeating. Betty failed the final exam or the final test because she had not been attending class. Okay, so these are the causes or the reasons for those events which are in the simple past tense. Now, past continuous versus past perfect continuous. No, versus past perfect simple. No. Esto lo vamos a borrar. Más que nada, past perfect. Vamos a poner past perfect continuous versus past perfect simple. Entonces tenemos, por ejemplo, I had never canceled the flight and asked for a refund until that day. La diferencia es que ambos se usan para hablar de una acción que pasó antes de otra acción en el pasado, por ejemplo, o de un punto en el pasado, por ejemplo, until that day sería el punto. Ahora, como ambos se usan para acciones que sucedieron antes que otras acciones en el pasado o que antes de un punto en el pasado, podrías decir, bueno, entonces no hay diferencia, pero sí la hay porque past perfect continuous hace énfasis en la duración. You had been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. Si yo digo, I had waited when she finally arrived, or before she arrived, ahí estoy haciendo énfasis en la acción nada más, that I had waited. Pero si yo digo, I had been waiting there for more than 2 hours, I'm making more emphasis on the duration of the action. Simplemente esa es la diferencia. Cuando queremos hacer duración y énfasis, cuando queremos hacer énfasis en la duración de la acción, usamos past perfect continuous. Generalmente, así es como, pues prácticamente así es como, digamos, se pueden diferenciar, ¿sale? Porque se usan para cosas muy similares, excepto que una hace más énfasis en la duración. Okay? So in the PDF that I want you to work on, it says, look at sentences A and B below. Which sentence focuses on the length or on the duration of the time spent traveling? Paul was tired because he had been traveling all day. Paul went to the information office because he had never traveled in the region before. This one, he had been traveling all day. So this makes more emphasis or focuses on the length rather than on the action itself, ¿ok? Esa será la diferencia. Así que vas a completar estos ejercicios más el quiz que viene aquí. Vas a copiar y pegar los resultados en este espacio. Y el video que estoy grabando ahorita lo vas a ver dándole clic aquí. If you have any questions, you can text me on WhatsApp and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.